Hi everyone, it's Lisa Bacher here. Welcome to my avocado pit dyed paper tutorial. If you're seeing this video, it's because a class that you're registered for requires you to dye some paper using this method. If you've seen this video before and you're quite confident about your ability, you can go ahead and just fast forward through or just simply visit the cut sheet that would be included in your kit to know what the requirements are for dyeing. So there could be things that you'll need from your stash as well as things that may be in the kits. So what we're going to do here is I will just quickly walk you through the specific tools that I use to do this process. So first of all, I just use an aluminum roaster. You can use whatever size you have on hand. My only suggestion would be just make sure that it's wider than the actual materials that you're dyeing, just so nothing goes up the edges and then they don't dye evenly. The next thing you'll need are some old tea towels or cloths or bed sheets or whatever you don't mind getting dyed. Just be careful, especially with the avocado pit. It is very intense in color, and I feel like it could easily stain surfaces like wood or potentially even stone or stuff like that. So just make sure your area is well protected. Then also you'll just need, for the avocado pits, you'll need 4 pits that are cleaned. I just wiped off any excess avocado with a paper towel. And then I just put them into a pot with 2 liters of water. And then all I did was I boiled it for about 20 minutes. And at that time, the peels should be separated from the actual fatty pit of the avocado. And I just take that out as soon as I see that it's free from the skins. It doesn't add anything to the dyeing process. And if anything, I feel like it does absorb some of the color. So you definitely want to keep all the richness of color in the liquid that you'll be doing using for dyeing, I should say. And then all I do at that point is, if the color is dark enough to your liking, you can go ahead and just let everything cool with the skins inside. And I usually just let that sit overnight. And you'll notice when you go to pour the cooled liquid into your roaster that you might have a bit of sludge on the bottom. And it's just some of the fat that came from the pits. I don't think it does anything to harm the paper or add anything. I just leave it out because I don't feel that it's necessary. And it might actually cause issues with how your paper dyes. So at that point, all I would do is once it's cooled, I just would take whatever my kit requires me to dye. And it's usually copy paper for the journals that I teach. And then I just like to submerge one at a time, just so that you get even dyeing all over the paper. And again, just making sure that my ends aren't completely out of the liquid. And then I'm just going to stack a few on top. So once the bottom layer is completely submerged, I'll add another layer on top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that sit for a few minutes. I would always recommend doing only 5 minutes because your copy paper will start to deteriorate. And just like all classes, you usually get some added things like shipping tags. You can go ahead and add them right on top or below of the copy paper, as well as I have the cheesecloth here. And I kind of did this one, I didn't let it all completely submerge just because I really liked how some of the tips were really intense and then kind of a more muted color throughout. But it's really your preference. And then this is just some kitchen twine that I also dyed in there. And then this is what they should look like when you're done. Super nice pink orangey color. If you do want them darker, as always, you can re-dye your dried papers. But again, no more than 5 minutes, and just being very careful not to tear them as you take them out. And then once they're dried, I would suggest putting them inside a large dictionary or under a heavy box, just so that they're nice and flat, and then always, pre-folding just so that you're ready for the day of the class. So I'll just show you gently how I would remove these if you've never seen one of these videos before. If you have seen this, feel free to fast forward. So I just take them out one at a time. I let a lot of the liquid drip back into the tray. And then just gently lay them flat on your protected surface. And again, I'm just going to gently pull that in, trying not to rip my paper. Just remember, after the full 5 minutes, they do become more delicate. So I would suggest just going nice and slow, be very careful, and then just lay them flat on your protected surface. And I believe that's everything that you need to know about this process. But as always, if you ever have any questions, comments, concerns about any of the videos that you see me in, you can always contact me on the private Facebook group for the classes that you're taking. There's all sorts of ways you can get in touch with me, as well as through any of the places that I teach classes for. So again, thank you so much for taking one of my classes, and I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks, bye.